Let's freaking go. South Ark Stars, baby. So I'll tell you what I'm doing here in just a second, but I do want to start this every Monday at 5 p.m. Arkansas Razorback live stream with one simple message. Be very skeptical of everything you hear regarding Sam Pittman's future. It is so important to not just take every message board or Twitter rumor that you hear or on any Facebook group or whatever. Really think about where the rumors are coming from. Now, quick reminder, this is my second season. I've been with this program for, I think, 7 or 8 years. South Ark Community College. I'm the play-by-play announcer of their basketball live streams. You can see the full schedule at southarkstars.com. And we are doing a game tonight, 6 p.m. Central, the home opener against Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas. So they've come down to South Arkansas. I will be on the YouTube play-by-play. If you're near the 870, come on down to El Dorado at South Ark Gym, and you will love to see it. And my first year doing play-by-play, this team went all the way to the D2 National Championship Final Four Series, okay? So please support South Ark Stars basketball. And we always talk about how in the state of Arkansas, there are so many college programs that exist, right? You got all these great schools, but you're here for Arkansas football, and I'm going to give you the best 10 to 15. We may even go 30-minute live stream because obviously I got to do my prep at least 30 minutes before. So obviously, fire in your questions, fire in your comments. I understand Arkansas football morale, while it's not at an all-time low compared to last season where you went 4-8 and Auburn kicked your ass at the end of the season, and then what happened versus Missouri happened. At least this past weekend, you lost to a very good Ole Miss team who I think is the best team in the SEC, and you saw it this weekend. Now, I want to share this from, I know a lot of you don't think of me as someone with a journalism degree, and I want to be clear. I am not a journalist, even though I have a journalism degree, if that makes sense. I'm a film study guy. A lot of you just look at me as a guy that loves covering college football. But I'm going to put my media hat on, and I want to ask you a question. Which person in all of sports, I really want you to think about this. Which person in all of sports moves dominoes as much as a college football head coach? Outside of a top NBA basketball star like Giannis, outside of a quarterback the level of a Patrick Mahomes or a Joe Burrow or someone like that, there honestly is nobody that moves the needles and changes everything around them like a college football head coach at a major Division I program. And I'm not talking about small schools. I'm talking about major college football Division I Power 4 coaches. Okay? And look, the bottom line is I'm not here to lecture each and every one of you. Coach Nate, another season. We are bringing it, baby.
We're
Coach
back,
Nate,
baby.
Year three. Let's go, South Ark Stars. Get to the gym. Let's get to it. Coach Nate. Yes, let's go. I'm so pumped. Oh, Coach Britt. Coach Britt is here. Let's go. So, South Ark Stars, we're very happy. We're building a program here in El Dorado, Arkansas. Once again, I'll be the play-by-play announcer. If you're not able to make a game, I will be calling all the games on YouTube on the South Ark Community College Facebook page, or YouTube page, excuse me. Now, it's going to walk. So, I've seen these Twitter rumors, and a few of you have sent them actually to me because we had a very prominent guest last week, John Neighbors, one of the biggest Arkansas media personalities out there, and he floated this idea a week ago on our channel, saying that Sam Pittman is likely, or he thinks, once again, he said no inside information, none of that. He said Sam Pittman will retire at the end of this season. It wasn't a report. It was him just giving his opinion. All right. So what happens over the weekend? Well, we get these random reporters, and I say reporters, saying, hey, Sam Pittman, they've met with Hunter Yurachek, and they already discussed in a retirement plan so he could ride off into the sunset. And his hip is obviously giving him a lot of pain and discomfort, and he's ready to go to his lake house in Lake Hamilton and enjoy the rest of his life. And I understand that. I totally understand that. Okay? And there might be truth to it. There very well could be. But that is very important information. Like, that is highly, highly important information. Because if Sam Pittman were to ride off into the sunset, everybody's life changes. Everybody. Not a single soul changes everything around them like a college football head coach. Not an NFL coach, none of that. So, information that is that important, that random people are reporting out there, do you think that's going to get leaked out? Always ask yourself that question. Why is the information being leaked out? That serves no purpose whatsoever for that info to get out. Always remember, during head coaching searches, or potential retirements, or anything, everything is kept close to the vest because everybody's career has changed, right? All your assistants. Every new head coach brings in basically a brand new staff, and they normally keep maybe one or two other assistants just for some continuity. But the truth is, that information wouldn't be going to a random reporter. Yeah, now, if Ross Dellinger or Pete Thamel or someone like that said something like that, that is very different. And look, some of these tweets and stuff like that that have floated out there very well could be true. That Hunter Yurachek, whatever they said. But please be skeptical of it. I'm asking you nicely because my phone is blown up. Everybody's phone is blown up after what's going to happen. Okay? We have no idea what's going to happen. At this juncture, as we say here to Payne, I would put Sam Pittman returning as the Arkansas coach next season, and this is just pure speculation, I would put it at about 33%. I would say it's a 1 in 3 chance. I think Arkansas really likes their coordinators. I do. I think they like what Travis Williams has done on the recruiting trail and what he did versus Tennessee. Obviously, not what he did this past weekend versus Ole Miss and what happened versus LSU. But I think they like that, and obviously they like Bobby Petrino. But I also think there are many in the higher-ups at Arkansas that are ready to see what's next. And I totally get that as well. I totally get that. But I want this to also be unfreaking believably clear that it is concerning from, a vantage point way up in the rooftops that this has happened now 3 times in the past year where you get absolutely positively dog walked off the field in November. Okay? Ole Miss is very good. I totally get it. It's not the most egregious thing in the world. Missouri last season was really good. They ended up winning the Cotton Bowl. Auburn wasn't, though. And the bottom line is what can just get fans so angry is if you're getting blown out at home every year in November. Right? You do not want that. You as a fan don't deserve that. Okay? So, look, I will also say this. This is one thing that I have heard. I don't think everybody on the Arkansas roster really appreciated what happened to Ty Washington. I don't think that went over totally well with everyone there, especially considering, and you really got to think about this, and I brought up this in passing in the film study. Ty Washington was the one who killed Ole Miss last season, right? He had one of the best games by an Arkansas tight end since the Sprinkle Henry era, right? So it's a frustrating thing that he was let go before the game that he dominated in, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Okay? Let's go to Smoking Tempt. If he wins out, he stays, but I doubt it. I will tell you this. If he beats Texas, I understand many would say, well, if he beats Texas, you have to bring him back. And it is possible and plausible that Arkansas can beat Texas. I think if he beats Texas, that's more reason for him to ride off into the sunset. I really do believe it. Slightly retire, reduce the buyout. And what I think is going to happen is what John Neighbors said last week. I mean, he convinced me before these reports came out. And look, once again, I'll say this about those reports that all of you have seen. They might be true. They might have sources. I'm just saying be skeptical of them. Okay? So Todd believes John Neighbors, and John Neighbors, sold me on this. I think he'll retire at the end of the season. Okay? All right, this is a good question from Payne. In my opinion, who do I think will be the next head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks? Y'all, I can give you guys that you should go after, but every time I've done like a deep dive on who Arkansas will get next, or which coach will get next, it's never really that guy. In fact, the last one that I actually got somewhat correct was when I was on the field, 2019 LSU, and LSU had just kicked Arkansas's ass, as they did everyone else that season. And KTBS Channel 3 in Shreveport and some other stations actually interviewed me live on the field after the game. And they asked me, who do I think the next coach will be? And I said, Sam Pittman. I'd heard Sam Pittman, but I just threw it out there. I thought Sam Pittman was going to be the next guy. And it turned out to be correct. But that's the last one that I even got remotely close to correct. All right. As many of you know, I'm an LSU YouTuber. I'm somewhat, I wouldn't say I'm the most plugged in LSU guy in the world, but I know quite a few people. Nobody was close to Brian Kelly. Nobody. Until it was actually announced. Nobody. And think about it. There was private jets that went up to South Bend. I'm telling you, head coaching searches are so close to the vest. I threw this out here on our Saturday morning stream. Once again, every Saturday morning at 9:30, we recap everything that happened in college football, especially in the SEC from the day before. I understand this is going to infuriate quite a few people. I like Mike Norvell a lot. I do. Let's go to Calais Scouting Report. If Sam gets fired, do we lose half the roster? I mean, if anyone gets fired, you're losing the roster. It doesn't matter who, okay? There's just too much fluidity in college football. Hell, if you keep Sam Pittman, you might lose half the roster. But yeah, it's tough, right? Like, I don't know. I really, really, really don't know. I do want to talk about TAYLEN GREEN, though. And, every live stream is going to be Sam Pittman focused, as it should be, because it is the biggest story regarding Arkansas football. I'm also a little concerned from an Arkansas football standpoint that, and I don't want this to happen, obviously, monetarily wise for me, but, like, I think something's about to happen to Arkansas that's not happened in a very, very, very long time, at least since the Darren McFadden era. Arkansas is going to be the biggest story in college basketball this year. So what I hope doesn't happen is, let's just say the Hogs are like ridiculously good at basketball. I don't want you guys to quit caring about football. You should always care about the football program. But it is without reasonable doubt that the biggest story in college basketball this year is Coach Cal and this move to Arkansas. It's just that big of a story. There's two huge stories in college basketball. Well, three huge stories in college basketball this year. Number one is, will UConn three-peat? Number two is Cooper Flagg. And number three is Coach Cal at Arkansas. Okay? Now, because this is an abbreviated stream, once again, I'm getting ready to call a basketball game on YouTube. College basketball, South Ark Stars. I know Arkansas is a basketball state. I want to shout out our friends once again at Sequoia Dental. I want to throw an idea out towards each and every one of you. Do you believe Arkansas should shut down TAYLEN GREEN for the rest of the season?
Dental health is wealth, and our friends at Sequoia Dental are looking to help you feel like a more confident person. Dr. William Wilson and his team of experts do everything in their power to make this experience for you not only comfortable, but fun. Yes, take a look at this after and before photo. That guy definitely got himself a date thanks to Sequoia Dental. From teeth whitening to cosmetic surgery to, guess what? Botox. Yes, they do Botox. Call my friend Dr. William Wilson today, or just go book your appointment at sequoiadental.com.
Alrighty, it's very important that you support our partners here on Power Hour SEC. Sequoia Dental made a financial commitment to us, and we owe it to them to support them. I guarantee it. If you switch your dentistry over to Sequoia Dental in Northwest Arkansas, you will not regret it. Okay? Now, Bobby, I wouldn't worry about the 2025 class because there's still going to be some people that hang around. You're not going to lose everyone. Okay, let's talk about TAYLEN GREEN. We'll learn more about his situation as we move closer to Texas. Obviously, you know, I look at TAYLEN as someone that's been banged up quite a bit. And that sucks, right? It really, really, really does. But the truth is, I truly do believe TAYLEN GREEN should play versus Texas if he is able to play. And I think the Louisiana Tech game, you are doing your program a disservice if you don't start Malachi Singleton versus Louisiana Tech. You're doing your program a disservice. All right? Give him one start of experience. I understand that game is very important. I get it. I totally get it. That's probably going to be the game that you need to win to go be bowl eligible. But I think Malachi Singleton has shown enough at this point that you should feel comfortable that he can go out there and win a game versus Louisiana Tech. Now, think about this in terms of just logic. Malachi Singleton clearly beat out Jacoby Criswell, who then transferred to North Carolina and became the backup to Max Johnson. He's played quite a bit this year, and Criswell hasn't been great. He's been okay. He's been good enough to start a game for Arkansas and beat Louisiana Tech, right? So if that guy is that good, you should still feel pretty good about Singleton starting one game versus Louisiana Tech to just at least see what you got. Now, I am very much on the record saying that TAYLEN GREEN should be the starting quarterback next season, and you should do whatever it takes to keep him. Okay? In the range of outcomes, he can be truly spectacular if he becomes a slightly better thrower of the football. Okay? So, whoever you are watching this, should keep TAYLEN GREEN around. Now, once again, type Y for yes, type in for no if you can hear me loud and clear. Let's go to Sir Careless. We're going to lose half of the Arkansas roster anyway. Yeah. And look, be honest. It's more important to get the coach right. And if that coach is any good, he'll bring a roster, right? He'll bring good players in. He'll bring good coaches in, right? And on top of that, and this is even more important in my estimation, and it could not mean as much to you as it does me, you have to not necessarily rip things down to the studs, but you also have to know that the transfer portal is going to be your friend. So to the people that say, well, we're going to lose most of the 2025 recruiting class, well, ask yourself, how many high school, keyword high school, football recruits have been key players to the team this season? All right. Isaiah Satania is one. Braylon Russell is 2. All right. Luke Haas is 3. But who else on offense? It's mostly portal guys. Let's go to the defensive side of the football. All right. You got Davalier was a high school recruit. Cameron Ball was a high school recruit. Jalen Johnson was a high school recruit. I don't know how many of you feel about him after Jordan Watkins put him in a blender. Most of your team are portal guys anyway. So this idea that you're worried about high school recruits coming in and out, you're not getting the normal SEC caliber player that other SEC schools are getting anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about losing a roster. Obviously, you would prefer continuity. And if Sam Pittman were to finish 3-0, you would prefer all that momentum going into the next season with Bobby and T. Will. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay? I do think this is crucial. And I understand this can get tough. But still, Coach Weems, come here real quick. All right. We'll talk to the assistant coach here of the South Dark Stars. All right, Coach Weems, I'm on my YouTube channel. Okay. All right, tell people a little bit about what we were able to do last season on with the program.
A little bit last season, we ended up winning the region. We won the district, got a chance to go to the national tournament. Looking forward to doing it again this year.
All right, and something else is you and the head coach, Cam Robinson, a really good friend of mine, they actually went to the Final Four last year.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
All right, so from your basketball coaching experience, do you think the Hogs will make the Final Four next season?
Do I think the Hogs will make the Final Four next season?
With Coach Cal?
I believe so.
There you go.
I believe so.
So all season long, we'll be on YouTube, South Dark Community College, but we want you to go check out the home schedule. And actually, you come sit next to me in the broadcast booth. Coach Weems, let's get a W tonight.
Appreciate you.
All right, we're tipping off here in about 30 minutes. If you want to see me call a basketball game, play-by-play, I am not Chuck Barrett. I'm not on that level, but I call a game a little bit differently, okay? If you want to see me call a college basketball game, South Dark Community College on YouTube. Check it out. Okay? Let's go to Smoking Template. I think Green would rather run than trust his arm and throw in tight coverage. That's not a bad thing, you know. It's really not. Like, as a team, you don't want your quarterback to throw into tight coverage anyway, right? Like, in the NFL, yeah, sure, if you have Kirk Cousins. But, or if you have Matthew Stafford or Geno Smith. But if you can run. Now, are there a lot of misses that we see from TAYLEN GREEN? Yeah. Trust me, we do film studies every week and point those out. But a quarterback run is more efficient than a throw in tight coverage to begin with anyway. Now, are there times where he should trust his reads and actually play with some anticipation? Sure. But mechanically, he's obviously not the cleanest thrower. A little bit of an elongated release. But the truth is, college quarterbacking isn't really the prettiest stuff. Like every year, there's one guy that can do everything, like Cam Ward this year and Jaden Daniels last year, but it's rare. It's rare. And those guys are normally year 4, year 5 guys anyway. So there you go. So that'll do it for me. I want you to see the gym yet again. South Dark Stars basketball. Check us out. Go to southddarkstars.com. Love doing play-by-play. It's my absolute funny, one of my favorite things to do. Once again, I am not Chuck Barrett. I am not. South Dark Stars on YouTube, baby. Hey, come on. Cheers. Ooh. Let's go. Stars Nation. Look at this. Region champs. We're good. Oh. Here we go. Can I get one shot? I'm the play-by-play guy. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh! 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 One-handed first try. Haven't shot a basketball in months. 30 minutes till tip-off. South Ark Stars on YouTube. I'll show you the operation. Let's see. So should be exciting. We'll see you here in a bit. 6 p.m. tip. Let's do this thing. Let's go.